Hi, I'm Joe.
And I'm Carmen.
And we are the Sexy Happy Couple. And this is Sexy Healthy Cooking.
Hello, welcome back to our show. As you know, if you've seen us before, Joe and I are both vegan, which means we don't eat anything that comes from animals, only material that comes from plants.
We also like to have a guest star from the adult entertainment industry to talk a little bit about food and lifestyle and other topics that come up. So today we are pleased to have on our show the one and only Tyler Nixon.
Hey guys.
Hey, good to see you.
Good to see you. Pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh,
Yeah,
welcome.
thanks for
It's
coming.
great to see
It's
you.
wonderful.
And you know, we shot a scene with this guy yesterday, and we'll even show you that too.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
You guys
Totally.
enjoyed it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, what are we preparing today?
So typically we base our menu on where the talent is from. However, Tyler's from California and they just have all kinds of food there. And so because we're pretty close to the 4th of July, we decided to have a picnic food. And so we are going to have Tempeh, which is a soybean product. It's actually fermented soybeans, and you can see they're kind of pushed into a cake. And it has a kind of a nutty flavor, and we're going to marinate that. And we're also going to have some coleslaw.
Yeah.
And finally, sweet corn.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Picnic time.
Looking forward to it.
Excellent.
Have you ever had this kind of food?
No. I'm not a vegan, but I enjoy all food. So
Excellent.
I'm looking forward to the new taste.
Very good.
Excellent.
And you know, wine is vegan, so I'm going to get us a little of that for our show.
I do like wine.
Excellent. Oh, look at you.
Here's some wine
Oh.
for you. Let me
Hey.
get mine.
Perfect.
You bet. And this is actually California wine, too.
Look at that.
So, an
Nice.
unoaked Chardonnay.
Cheers.
You guys.
Hey.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, to the mayonnaise. So in the food processor is Mori New tofu. Now there are several different kinds of tofu. Mori New, it comes in a box and it does not need to be refrigerated, and it's really silken tofu. So it's great for sauces and mayonnaise and things like that. So to the tofu, I am going to add 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard. Okay, and then I also am adding a teaspoon of granulated onion and a teaspoon of salt that are both in this little cup. And finally, I am adding 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar.
What was it?
Red wine vinegar.
Yeah.
So it's tofu, salt, onion powder, and red wine.
And it'll be
vinegar.
mayonnaise.
And it will be mayonnaise.
And it'll taste pretty
But
much.
It
doesn't-
already looks
It looks
delicious.
like mayonnaise.
And tofu.
It doesn't necessarily taste like you would think of mayonnaise. So now I need to
Get
trade
over
places with
here.
you.
Yeah, we'll get you.
So the key is to just process it long enough so that it's nice and creamy and has really the texture of mayonnaise. Okay?
Wow. So Tyler, you're working a lot. You're on sets all day. What kind of food regimen do you use?
I don't eat too much. I have a smoothie in the morning that kind of lasts me most of the day until I have a salad. And then usually another salad at night with some chicken.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're a big
I'm-
salad guy.
I am, and
Alright.
yeah, I kind of find what I like, and simple. I eat the same thing over and over again.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So easily satisfied, it sounds like.
Yeah, but although I love food, and that looks like hummus that I kind of want to dip my finger
You
into.
can,
Yeah?
Check it out.
Check it out.
Taste this. That's good.
Yeah.
That was
see?
really good, actually.
Yeah, and it's super low fat, unlike, regular mayonnaise, which tends to have quite a bit of fat in it.
And what you're going to
use
use
the mustard in there. It's delicious.
Use that for the coleslaw and the corn.
And the corn.
Yeah,
Right.
so we'll get good use out of this.
That's right. So I need a cup of this mayonnaise. Okay, so we've got the cup of mayonnaise, and to that I am going to add 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard, 2 tablespoons of brown rice syrup. Well, actually, today I'm using agave. You can use brown rice syrup or agave, whatever sweetener you like best, as well as a quarter of a cup of red wine vinegar.
Get some flavor in there. Mm-hmm. So Tyler, it sounds like you have a nice food routine for your work. How often are you working these days?
I stay relatively busy. At least half the month. I'm turning on the stove.
Yeah,
Can you put it on right now?
I don't.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Right.
But yeah, I stay pretty busy. But even when I'm not working, I kind of hold the same eating schedule. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't really change too much.
Huh.
And do you work out?
I don't, but luckily all my daily activities kind of are aerobic.
Sure.
So
Man, the guy doesn't work out and looks like he does. The world is not fair.
I don't know how people do it because I go to the gym and I go, everything's so heavy in here. I don't even do this. It's crazy.
Oh, we got to go every day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, but it's healthy though.
It is.
You know?
And you eat this kind of food. And it's good. You mix that with exercise and,
Yeah, I like what Warren Buffett says. He says if you were given any car, your dream car, but you could only have that one car your whole life, how well would you treat that? And that's your body.
Oh,
He does say that, doesn't he?
Absolutely.
Okay. So now it's time to put the coleslaw together. And because I wanted a quick and easy picnic, I just got the prepackaged, cabbage.
Organic?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm just,
Probably.
making sure.
I don't know. And then I'm also adding some chopped red onion, about a half of a red onion chopped up.
There we
Put
go.
that in there. And sometimes I'll put a couple of tablespoons of tarragon, but I opted out of that for today. Again, the goal of today's picnic is simple, simple, simple. So I'm just adding the Mayo mixture sauce like you have for any coleslaw. And we'll give this a stir.
All right. So how long have you been in the business now?
Since 2011. So, yeah, nearly 10 years.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So how did you choose your name?
You know what? There's nothing exciting about it. It was a random name generator thing.
Seriously?
And yeah, it was me and my agents sitting in front of a computer looking at names, and every name that was coming up was just so incredibly bad, that it popped up and we thought of it and it's catchy, it's youthful, but
Well, and it doesn't have the hokey, some of these names are...
Yeah, exactly. No, and that was actually my goal. I didn't want to be like Tyler, like Sledgehammer, whatever. I didn't want anyone to look at my name and be like, oh, he must, be great, look at his name. I wanted to come in average, just with no expectation.
Cool.
Like, oh, that kid Tyler.
Got kid Tyler, that's good. That's good. Yeah, cool. Okay, so the coleslaw is finished, and I'm now going to move on to the tempeh and make the marinade sauce. And the marinade sauce is equal parts of nutritional yeast, liquid smoke, and tamari, and maple syrup. And today I'm just using a half a cup of each.
And this is really the art of the vegan cooking, because most people wouldn't know how to make the spicing and the marinade, that kind of thing. Chopping away there. Tyler, we were talking the other day on the set, and we have this thing in common that we both discovered pornography magazines when we were pretty young on, and I found a box in my alley. I don't know that Carmen heard the story, but what was your situation there?
Yeah, me and a friend of mine were walking in an alley on the way to go get some food, and we happened to look into a guy's garage, and we saw a stack of magazines.
Now, how old are you?
I was in 6th grade.
Okay.
So what is that, like 13, 12-ish?
Yeah.
And yeah, we took those, and not only did we enjoy them for ourselves, but it was so much to enjoy that we ended up taking them to school and selling them. And that year we made a good amount of money to have to ourselves over the weekend. And
so the guy is really in the sex industry at an early age, budding entrepreneur, and then like years later, you make the jump into actually appearing in videos and scenes and things like
ironic,
that.
Isn't it?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of, I don't know about women, but guys are, very envious. I mean, I have a very different kind of career. So, but 10 years now, what has changed in that time? I mean, with the internet and technology, what's that been like?
Yeah, it's changed a lot. The internet has come in, so I guess it's created it's a yin and a yang type thing. I think big businesses are kind of trying to figure out what to do with the internet, but as for an individual, if you kind of have this entrepreneurial way of looking at things, there's so many avenues of making an income now.
Sure.
That you don't just have to rely on certain companies hiring you. You can kind of do it yourself. So, so that's a good positive, but then the negative is kind of big companies finding a budget to do the things that they want to do and pay the rates that people expect to be paid for doing the things that they do. So, yin and yang, and we're all trying to figure it out.
So I bet your content is widely available and probably a lot of it for free.
Exactly.
Do you get recognized a lot when you're out and about?
Unfortunately so. Yeah. I would like, I do, and I think that most people are modest, realizing that they're recognizing a porn star and be like, I don't want to be the person to say, hey, I know you from jerking off. Yeah, I do that all the time, every evening, and also I'm a quiet person. I really like being to myself and in my own world, so I appreciate it when I'm recognized sometimes, but most of the time I'm like, please just
stop.
Yeah.
Joe, can you put this in the refrigerator for me?
Will do.
The tempeh, it's best to have that marinate overnight to get the full flavor. And so I've made that. We have some that's been that I prepared yesterday that we will grill in just a little bit. But now I'm going to move on and make Parmesan cheese, because we are going to have our sweet corn elote style with mayonnaise and Parmesan cheese. So to make the Parmesan cheese, I'm first adding a cup of almond meal. And if you can't find almond meal, you can actually use slivered almonds and just grind them up if you have a good heavy-duty food processor or a blender. You can make your own almond meal, but I was able to get this almond meal, so we're going to put that in there. And to that, I am adding a tablespoon of miso paste. And there's lots of different kinds of miso paste. This happens to be a red miso paste. I wasn't able to find yellow. I typically like to use yellow in this, but the red works as well. It's really mostly just to give it a little bit of a salty flavor.
And what is miso, huh? I mean, I don't know, what is it, beans or?
It can be made of a number of things. This miso happens to be made out of barley, but a lot of times it's made out of soybeans and things like that.
Barley.
So then I'm also adding 2 tablespoons of this nutritional yeast. This is the same yeast that I put in the marinade, and I guess I didn't explain that, what nutritional yeast is before. Nutritional yeast, it's not a yeast that rises like bread or that you would use for bread. It has kind of a cheesy flavor to it, and so that makes it really nice. And I am just going to go ahead and put this in the food processor, and we'll have vegan Parmesan cheese.
Sounds delicious.
Okay, that is the last ingredient for our picnic. We are now ready to grill the tempeh and the corn. Now the corn, we always grill it in husk. And Joe, you want to get the corn out, please? And we always like to soak the corn for at least an hour or two before we put it on the grill so that it doesn't get all crispy too quickly.
And here it is.
Excellent.
Now
Thank you.
I think we are all set to put the stuff on the grill. It would be the perfect time to watch the scene we shot with Tyler yesterday. I think you're gonna like it. A little bit about some edging. So
That's right.
check it out.
All right, and I'll get the tempeh and we're ready to go. So surfing lessons.
I thought it would be an excellent birthday present.
That is so cool. Thank you.
Yeah, I think you're gonna like it. It's a little different, but we got a great instructor, Tyler. He's very highly regarded.
Yeah.
He's coming over in a second, gonna talk about, how it's gonna go. So I hope you're up for that.
It's a little scary, but I'm excited.
Excellent.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, there he is.
All right.
Hey, Tyler.
Hey,
Good to see you. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Thanks for coming.
Of course.
You gotta meet your student here, Carmen.
Hello.
I'm Tyler.
Hey, Tyler, so nice to
Nice
meet
to meet you.
Thanks for coming.
Of course. So, are you excited to get in the water?
I'm totally excited. This is
Stoked.
gonna be fun.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, I brought us something to maybe help improve the balance, so that way when we
Alright.
get in the water, it's not so foreign to you.
Okay.
And this is a balance board.
All right.
Yeah. So this will help just get your muscles comfortable for balancing.
like getting in the flow.
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah, that's right.
My wife was trained in counseling psychology, so there is a flow concept, and we utilize that quite a bit.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you guys do your thing. I'm gonna go find my flow for later.
You go find your flow.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Cool.
since everyone's finding their flow, you wanna try this?
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna take my shoes
So
off.
have you balanced on anything
I
before?
have not.
No.
No.
Remember, you just want to keep those knees bent a little bit.
Okay.
You just want to balance. There you
Okay.
go. Oh, look at you. Yeah, when you get low, you're gonna have a better
Yeah.
balance.
Ooh.
Oh my God, look at you.
Mm.
You're gonna be a natural. I can already tell.
Yeah, that's great.
Look at you. Oh my God, are you just spinning around? I can see already you're gonna be riding faces of waves and just pumping them so
Ooh.
naturally.
There's all kinds of things I like to pump.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, tomorrow a wave is gonna be one of them.
Super.
All right, let's see how low you get again. Whoa! A little whitewash almost got you. All right. Do you have a restroom I can
Oh, for sure. It's upstairs.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about you just keep balancing here?
Okay.
I'll be right back.
All right. Sounds
All
great.
right. Look at you, you're a natural.
Thank you.
Surf's up.
Surf's up, dude.
Upstairs?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Okay, so we're all cooked up. We got our tempeh, our corn, and our coleslaw. And I'm gonna give Tyler just a little bit of coleslaw because I hear he's not a super big fan. But maybe he'll like this coleslaw. Then, as I said, we do our corn elote style. If you want to, you're welcome to. If you'd rather just have it plain, that's fine too.
Okay, elote.
Yeah, I was just
So-
gonna ask.
That what is that?
Elote it's Mexican, basically.
Ah.
And so you put a little bit of mayonnaise on there.
The vegan mayo.
The vegan mayo. And then a little bit of the Parmesan cheese on top of that.
Wow.
That looks delicious.
And it is pretty flippin' delicious. So that's how we do our corn.
Okay, now before we get to the food, Got one last question for you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got a family.
You have
Yeah.
siblings?
Yes, a
You s-
lot.
Yes, a lot. You said, but there's 4 of you or 5 of you?
3 older sisters and an older brother.
Okay, so
there's
5
us.
of you.
And then 2 older brothers from my
Okay.
my stepfather.
Sure.
Yeah.
And dozens of nieces and nephews. Or
Yes,
whatever.
so many.
So what does your family think about you being in the business?
Yeah, they're really cool.
Your brothers are probably jealous.
No, not so much actually. They all have families and they're all doing wonderful.
Yeah.
And my sisters are. Out of my brothers, my sisters are the most fascinating. Fascinated about
Sure.
what I do.
Yeah.
They're the ones always asking the questions I think my brother wants to ask, but it's a
Sure.
little too embarrassed.
Right.
But my sisters are just,
Yeah.
they're relentless.
Cool.
Yeah.
And your parents are great?
Yeah, I was gonna say they're very progressive.
Nice.
My dad grew up, was born in '45, so you think he would have like this real conservative way,
Sure.
but he's very progressive and
What does he do?
very cool. He's retired now, but he was. I won't say it because maybe. Well, no, it's not even around anymore. He was a vice president for York's Electronics, which was Sony back in the day.
Oh, wow.
And they were the
Yeah.
first one that put, I guess, a clock radio and a cassette together. So rather than
Wow.
listening or waking up to the radio,
You
you'd
could
wake
listen
up
to your
yeah,
cassette player.
exactly.
So, and your mom?
Well, my stepmom is an auditor for the government.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
So look out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that is so cool
It's very cool.
that they are
Very
okay
cool.
with
Yeah,
what you do.
absolutely.
Because
They're
we
both
sure are.
retired, actually.
Yeah.
I should say
Yeah.
that. One of them
Right.
working, yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Oh, no,
for
thank
spending
you.
the
I had a
last
great-
couple of days with us.
I had
This has
a-
been wonderful.
I had a great time, and I
Yeah.
can't wait to eat
Yeah.
this.
Well, and that
Eat this
scene
now. I'm so hungry.
was awesome.
Yeah, I
We'll
thought
be
it was
watching
really
that
I know.
for a
It's
while.
pretty
So,
good.
yeah. We'll
Good.
hope you have good luck in your future
Oh, well,
endeavors.
Yeah.
right back at you
Yeah.
guys.
Super.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you
Shall
so
we?
much.
Hey,
Please.
thank you.
And
This
yes,
has been
I'm
great.
not leaving before I eat.
No,
Okay.
we're totally eating this.
Right?
We're going to go enjoy this food, and we'll see you next time on Sexy, Healthy Cooking.
Cheers.